is Lorian, it's Book Review Friday, and today, as the title says, I am doing Allegiant by Veronica Roth. And if you're wondering why my outfit doesn't really match this book, or what happens in it, I'm just filming a bunch of videos at once because I really need to get these videos filmed so I can just be done with it and give these books back to Raven. Although this book isn't for Raven. But anyway. Anywho, I digress. And if this video seems a little crazy, I have no notes and only one sticky dab. Before we do anything else, Allegiant is the third book in the Divergent Trilogy. There is a fourth book, but it's like an accompaniment book that you read after you read the trilogy. Anywho, it's the third and final book in the trilogy. So you must have read Divergent and Insurgent before you can watch this video. And you also really need to have read this because spoilers! Spoilers, y'all. Spoilers. Okay? Okay. Alright. So, where we stand. So, we just found out that the hub is an experiment. The Divergent are not something negative. In fact, the Divergent are apparently needed by the outside world, and something evil was happening in the outside world, and this experiment had to happen to save lives and all these other things. Triss doesn't know what to think. No one knows what to think. In fact, it ended right then when everyone's like, yeah. But part of the experiment and the person in the video that revealed this was, in fact, Triss's ancestor. And this came after the government has fallen, Janine is dead, Tobias's mother and the factionless have taken control and have outlawed all factions. So that's where we're at. I loved this book. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. And in fact, it is one of my favorites in all of 2014. I adored the Divergent trilogy. Now, a lot of people didn't like it. Not quite sure why. Maybe it's the fact that we have a crap ton of world building in this book, more so than any other book. Maybe it's because it seemed like the main fight in the first book and through most of Insurgent seemed to be kind of pointless. That's a little sad. However, that does also reveal how much of a dystopia this government is. Y'all think that America's messed up. Well, the America in this is. So that made it more of sci-fi and more into the genre than I'd felt it was before. You know, it was a sci-fi before, it was dystopian before, but in this book, man, it takes it to a whole new level. I enjoyed that. Maybe you guys didn't enjoy it. I don't know. Let me know. Maybe it was that Triss dies. Maybe it's that. Maybe. You know, that is kind of like traumatizing, but I was spoiled for it. I spoiled myself for it at the beginning of the year when I was like, I'm never reading Divergent. I'm not gonna watch the movie. I'm not gonna read this series. I don't really care. Yeah, don't spoil yourselves. If you just spoiled yourself, you're gonna regret it because the whole book, I was dreading it. That's how I felt. I felt all this dread. So when it finally happened, I actually found it great. It was really well done. Did I cry? Absolutely. Especially when Tobias finally let go of his feelings and just started crying. I teared up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I knew this was gonna happen for months. I knew it from the beginning. And then when I read the actual death, I had to stop and be like, my heart has been ripped out. I didn't cry. I was like, I'm surprised I'm not crying. Maybe it's because it wasn't a shock at all. I knew that that would happen. How Triss died, her saving Caleb, I thought was really great. Really, really selfless, but really great. That she was like, you know what, Caleb? No, you are doing this as a suicide to repent. You can't repent when you're dead. You need to repent by living. I totally agree with her decision when it came to Caleb. Do I think she should have gotten herself killed? No. Do I think she should have taken the gun in there? Heck yeah! Why did she take the gun in? I don't know. Then she wouldn't have been in so much trouble. But she didn't, and she got herself shot. And her standing there, letting herself getting shot while she entered the code? Amazing! Amazing! Triss went from like, okay, she's pretty good, like, wow, I really like her, to, for me. Did you guys see my awards? Did you see my awards for 2014? Yeah, Triss, favorite character. Big part of it, Allegiant. Allegiant. Love this book. So good, so good! Now again, I said, in Insurgent, if you guys remember, Tobias and Triss are fighting like cats and dogs. It's so annoying. I just wanted to make them sit down, smack them on the head, and be like, you need to talk. Well, they finally talked it out in Allegiant, and then things went back to square one. Which was annoying. Maybe that was another thing that you guys had issues with in Allegiant. However, Triss's response to it was phenomenal. Now, I'm an adult. Maybe some of you are. Probably most of you are. Some of you may be teenagers, and a lot of you probably aren't married yet. I'm not married, however, my best friend Ellie Knight is. And she talks to me a lot about marriage. She's like, marriage is extremely hard. When you're getting ready to get married, a lot of people tell you that. And it's like, are you trying to convince me not to marry the love of my life? So it may seem really negative, but part of it is that you gotta realize love isn't happy all the time. There's a lot of fighting. It's one of the reasons why, although now I really don't support Nicholas Sparks, I do love The Notebook, because they talk about the characters are blunt. It's gonna be really hard. They're gonna fight. When you're married, you fight a lot. My friends, oh yeah. My best friend and her husband, it's nasty. It can get really nasty. My brother has a friend who just made up with his wife, and it was really nasty too. So I know it's hard. It's really, really hard. Marriage is. You're gonna fight a lot. In fact, everyone's warned me. My parents warned me. Your first few years of marriage, you are going to scream at each other a lot. And it's gonna be over stupid things because you're learning about each other. But Triss's response to the fight with Tobias, it's what everyone's told me more poetically. In my version, it is page 372. The very end of chapter 36. I used to think when people fell in love, they just landed where they landed and they had no choice in the matter afterward. And maybe that's true of beginnings, but it's not true of this, now. I fell in love with them, but I don't just stay with them by default as if there's no one else available to me. I stay with them because I choose to. Every day that I wake up, every day that we fight or lie to each other or disappoint each other, I choose him over and over again, and he chooses me. I try to put this in, like, as my favorite quote, and Goodreads fought me. So I don't know if this is going to be on my quotes or not, but this favorite quote of the series, right here. There are some really great quotes in Divergent. Insurgent didn't really have anything speak to me, and in this entire book, the only thing that I marked, because I read it really fast because I was like devouring it, was this quote, because it just blew me away. And again, because I was spoiled, ripped my heart out. So that was beautiful, and I loved that that was put in there by Veronica Roth. She's such a genius. I liked how the way things ended. It ended on a very positive note of, we are already fixing this. We are facing it together as a society. We have chosen to fix it. I love that Tobias and his mom make up too. I really, really like that. I love that she chooses her relationship with her son over power, which was something that obviously his father couldn't do. And I also like that Tobias didn't wipe anyone's memories. He didn't force his dad into this fake relationship. Instead, he just legitimately walked away from his father and walked away from that life, and his mother legitimately chose him. She said, no, I'm choosing you. I love that. And we also get to see a character who is in a downward spiral redeem herself by the end of this book. So good. I also like that Tobias and Christina, I think that they could be together. I was warned by Ellie Knight, who hasn't read this book entirely, but she's read the ending. That's what she does. She told me, I think Tobias and Christina could get together. And I agree with that. I think that as a storyteller myself, because I'm a writer, and I haven't published anything yet, but I am a writer, I think that that makes it a better story because there's a sense of hope. One of the best and yet worst love stories I've ever seen is Moulin Rouge. The ending is so hopeless and dark. I hate it. I hate that ending. I despise it. This is tragedy done right. There is a sense that Tobias could love again. And with Christina, who's been through the same thing that he has. There is a sense that this world can change, even though it hasn't taken place yet. And it's why I will see all the movies. I'm so glad I have a Dauntless plan. I want all the things. I want to collect the rest of these books. I'm looking forward to 4. Let me think. Is there anything else? Uriah. Uriah's death is heartbreaking. Oh, it's so sad. It's just so heartbreaking. Did it rip your heart out? It ripped my heart out. Oh my gosh, that was so sad. And how Tobias is partially at fault, and Alright, thank you guys for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to see more. Every Friday, unless there's something going on, is a book review. So Stay tuned for those. I just filmed Cress. I will link that down in the doobly-doo. Good luck with your reading, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! You must have read Divergent and Insurgent. I don't know why I did that. I thought I was gonna burp. Apparently not. And sorry. We just found out that the city of the hub. I don't know why I was funny to me. Anywho, can you tell I'm tired? I'm tired, y'all. I'm acting like it's 2 in the morning and it's like 7 at night. This book is one of my favorites in this entire year. Not this year. And something stabbing my eye. Something stabbing my eye. That hurts. I think that I got it. I hope I got it. So weird. Oh man, yes I am. I may have just accidentally flipped you off. I'm sorry. Oh, my leg. It's like cramping. Oh, I've been sitting in this position for a while. I don't know why I said that. Anywho. Sorry, I'm reading something on the back of the book. You know, one of the best